Welcome everyone. Today we are talking with Coach B. So Coach B is an approved master trainer affiliated with international organizations such as the American Boards of NLP, Hypnotherapy, and the Timeline Therapy Association. She holds the title of Money Reiki Grand Master. Through B Positive Academy, Coach B offers internationally accredited certifications and personal development programs aimed at empowering individuals to overcome emotional blocks, trauma, and limiting beliefs. Her philosophy emphasizes self-worth and personal growth, encouraging clients to invest in meaningful change rather than seeking quick fixes. This year, Coach B will be presenting at the American Board of Hypnotherapy Hypnosis Conference on befriending money with NLP, hypnotherapy, and timeline therapy. So thank you, Coach B, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. So, what is it that inspired you to work with clients for financial empowerment?
Well, actually, it was my personal story. So when I learned hypnotherapy and timeline therapy and NLP, I started noticing that I had patterns in my life related to money, which if you look at them from the outside, they don't make sense. So although I made a very good income, I was always scared of not having enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started noticing that my parents, who were very well off, there was always the elephant in the room regarding money, the scarcity or what if or wherever. And then I noticed that all the partners that I had were very successful, but they all had a problem with money.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed that I was never comfortable receiving anything from anyone. I was always the giver.
Mm-hmm.
So when you combine all of them, I started seeing that, yeah, definitely there is a problem somewhere. There is a situation, so that we don't label it as negative.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I did the energetic work on top of the NLP and hypnotherapy and timeline therapy, I started realizing that definitely there is a story behind it.
Sure. Okay. So when you work with clients on befriending money, what does this mean rather than, manage or chase money? What does befriending money mean?
Okay. You know that our autonomic nervous system is made to be stable. So
Mm-hmm.
any polarity, whether it's highly positive or highly negative, is not the right thing to have. So if I crave money and I chase it all the time, or if I run away from it all the time, if I run toward it or away from it, all of this is not the normal.
Mm-hmm.
So the normal is to have it stable. So money is energy, is like the fuel you put in your car. You're not supposed to love it nor to hate it.
Okay.
So the objective is to make it a tool that we use.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the best analogy I heard, it's like the anesthesiologist. The anesthesiologist is not the one who does the operation, but we cannot do an operation without anesthesiology. So it's a tool that we use to make our life easier, but it's not the objective in itself.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So rather than be, chasing toward it as a goal, it's just
Yeah,
something we see then as a tool, a
yeah,
friend, to
absolutely.
support us and help us get there. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you identify root beliefs that are sabotaging abundance for your clients?
Well, the way I do my work, I do a very thorough intake form. So I listen to my clients when and how they describe the problem, the situation, let's say. So they come with the problem and the solution. So I just listen to them. And then I would ask them how was the childhood related to money? How was the family? What was the dynamic? Who would give them the pocket money? How do they spend it? Were they was their environment similar to them or higher than them or lower than them financially? And
Mhm.
I also have a checklist of the usual beliefs that we hear from people, and I would ask them to see whatever resonates with them.
Mhm.
And then hypnotherapy and timeline therapy definitely do a huge difference
Okay,
for them to remember other stuff that they could not remember consciously.
sure. So in talking about that and bringing beliefs, back to childhood created around money and what was going on during that time, How can timeline therapy help clients heal generational money trauma? Like, do you come across generational money issues?
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to tell you about my case.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived in a very well-off family, but there was always the monster, the skeleton in the closet about money. So when I learned timeline therapy, I remembered that, for example, my mom came from a relatively poor family. So she was always scared of going back to scarcity and not having enough money. While my dad was from a very well-off family, and then they lost all when he was like 16, 17 years old. So he had to raise his siblings and take care of his mom until he made money again. So he was always scared of going back to losing what he had.
Mm,
So all of this, I took it without even knowing that I have it, because if you see the situation, I was the golden girl in the best American school and living very well off, yet I was always scared
mm,
of not having enough or needing more or not deserving to begin with.
mm. Sure. And I imagine that that's very common with your clients as well, in that you can
Yes,
definitely see that association between what they've been through in childhood, their parents' beliefs about money, and how they've taken those on.
absolutely. Absolutely. And add to it, sometimes we have maybe one sentence that is thrown at us whenever we're a kid. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, for my mom, who was thriving for perfection because she thought that perfection is what would keep the lifestyle that she's enjoying because she doesn't want to go back to being poor, it was always like you only earn your pocket money if you are perfect. So
Mm,
for me, I used to think that I don't deserve money because I'm never perfect.
mm-hmm.
So how would I ask for what I deserve if I don't deserve it?
Mm, yeah. Okay. So, what is one common myth about money mindset that you love to bust for people?
It's like money is filthy. If you have money, being poor is an honor because this will get you to heaven. While there is no religion that says that you don't deserve money or you should not earn money.
Mm-hmm.
So in all religions, we are under the impression that we should not earn money or enjoy money.
Mm,
While in all religions, it's all about gratitude, and part of gratitude is enjoying what you have.
mm,
Money is filthy. Whenever you are rich, money changes people. So you think that you're going to lose the people that you love if you have money. My mom used to tell me, "You're so stupid, people would take your money." So for me, the more money I have, the more fake friends I would have.
mm.
And mind you, it was all in the back of my head. I never noticed this consciously until I did.
Sure. Yeah, there's some great beliefs there. I think that people listening to this will definitely resonate with.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does your approach integrate mindset coaching as well as practical action?
Okay. You know that with the law of what they call the law of attraction, which is the law of manifestation, people are under the impression that we need to meditate and this we manifest everything. Law of attraction is built on action. So we need to take action to get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that we think because of the New Year's resolution and all of this stuff that we have to do huge action. What we do is baby steps, tiny
Mm-hmm.
little steps every single day. So it's consistency of doing baby steps that would not freak the client out because change is a bit scary sometimes. So it's tiny little step where every day we would stretch ourselves like 1%, 2%, 5% consistently. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever this little step becomes our new normal, we upgrade to a higher step. So
Mm-hmm.
it's built on action, but very targeted and small actions.
Yeah. So, what are a couple of examples for the coaches that are listening into this? What are a couple of examples of those little steps that you give people to be able to move them toward befriending money?
Okay. The first thing is gratitude. So we are wired because we are, for our survival, we are always looking for what is missing or what I might need in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude is to enjoy what we have now, to focus on what I already have. So I'm already shifting my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So part of the tasking that I would give is to be grateful for one thing every day. Maybe a nice meal that I had, a gift that I received, a parking spot that I found, or something very small.
Mm.
The other thing might be that perception. So whatever triggered me about money, I need to spot one thing that triggered me or
Mhm.
excited me. Because remember when we started by saying that any polarity is not normal. So
Mhm.
even if I was overexcited about something related to money, it is a glimmer, which is the opposite of a trigger. So it's something positive that triggered me. Wow. So awareness is key. So the minute they start being aware that, okay, I got my salary, but I was disgusted from taking the money. Money is energy. Why would I be disgusted? Or
Mm.
someone gave me a gift and I was like, oh my God, no. I was, for example, when I started at the beginning, one day during the class, I asked Adriana, we were talking about perception is projection, and I was giving myself excuses that in my country, because of the financial situation, I'm not able to raise my prices. She gave me that look and she said, this is your projection, my friend. And the week after I raised my prices and I had the best, I started hearing people telling me, I'm ready to give you all my salary. You deserve way more than this. So it was only my limitation.
Mm.
So again, it's the awareness that I start putting in people. So they need to watch and listen to their body wherever they don't feel comfortable about anything, because our body knows, but
Mm.
we are trained to shut it off.
Yeah.
So it's basically awareness and tiny little gratitudes every day.
Hmm. Okay, great. All right, that's amazing value and great to be able to transform people in such little incremental steps so they can, go with the flow of that change. Less,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, so what is one client story that you could share with us about befriending money? Maybe something that stands out in your mind.
Well, actually, since I do train coaches and trainers, I have so many amazing stories about my graduates
Mm.
who were so many times scared of raising their price or for the session, or scared of raising the price of their class, or asking. So the general problem was that they were linking their own worth to the pricing that they put. This is the general trend, and it was my projection at the beginning. So
Mhm.
I'm worth, how can I charge this much for an hour? Until we changed the mindset to we are not charging for the hour, we are charging for the solution. So I'm
Mhm.
not selling 1 hour of my time. I'm selling a whole solution, a holistic solution that works mind, body, and spirit. So it's not like a 1 hour. I'm not a labor worker who would charge per hour. I'm selling a solution. So I'm giving you freedom from smoking, or I'm giving you release from pain, or I'm giving you a healthier relationship, or wherever. So it's not like the price of the hour.
Mm. Yeah, in that case, it's easier almost to dissociate, isn't it? And go, okay, what would this be worth to someone rather than attach.
Exactly. Exactly. And they learned that whenever a client says, this is too expensive, I would ask them, do you find that this is too much for your freedom from smoking? Or do you think that your relationship is not worth this small amount of money?
Mm.
So usually I also notice that the client would link their self-worth to whatever they are paying for, therapy or a class or any service that we provide. So it's both ways.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's great. So, how can the coaches out there who are listening to this, or NLP coaches, support their clients in overcoming money issues?
The first thing that we need to do, all of us, including myself, is to clean our projection. Because
Hmm.
whatever belief I have, I will project on my clients and on my trainees and on my trainers as well. So the change starts from within, because
Hmm.
as without, so within. So I start with myself as a coach or a therapist or a trainer, and then I lead by example. We work on changing the limiting beliefs, on changing the story that we have, because our mind is a movie making machine. So what is the movie that I have about money and about my self-worth? Because the sentence that hit me few months ago is you can never outgrow your level of self-worth. You can never out-earn your level of self-worth. So
Hmm.
if I think that I'm worth this much, I can never ask for more. I can never feel comfortable asking for more. And when I'm not comfortable, no is all what I'm going to receive.
Hmm.
So I work on my self-worth, on how I see myself, which is amazingly done with timeline therapy and hypnotherapy and even NLP.
Hmm.
So we start with ourselves, and this will automatically, the ripple effect will go to our clients.
Yeah, sure. That's amazing. And then all those tools that you use for yourself, you then know that they work, right? You know they work and you know what
Absolutely.
when.
Absolutely, because when I talk to my clients, I'm very confident because I tested this before I even shared with them.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And you're coming with that authenticity too. Okay, great. So let's talk a little bit about why you're talking about this topic at conference. So why did you pick Befriending Money?
Because it was my pain point till lately. So it's a very dear to my heart thing. And because it's linked to our self-worth, whenever we work on our self-worth, it's going to be a drastic change in all areas of our life. So it's not only about money, it's about money and success and receiving and the law of abundance, because the more you give, the more you get.
Mm-hmm.
Since it cannot go one way, so you have to give and get, because if you keep on receiving energy and not giving away, it's going to be stagnant inside of you. And if you keep on giving, you will not have any more. So this flow affects all areas of our life. It affects our relationship with our kids. So I give unconditional love, but I don't know how to accept from them. It's not working like this. So
Mm-hmm.
money is only a representation, the tip of the iceberg of a much deeper and much more rooted issue that we might have. So whenever we work on it, whenever we manage our gratitude, whenever we learn how to ask the universe for what we deserve, knowing that we do deserve, because it's our birthright if we earn it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a holistic change. It's not only related to money.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, and so lastly, just let me know why is it that people will tune in to watch you talk about befriending money at the hypnosis conference coming up this September?
Because first of all, I did achieve the result, and NLP is actionable intelligence, and we learn to model excellence. Not that I'm excellent, but because I did something that worked. I would love to share it with others, and I would love to learn from them whatever worked with them. So all of us, we will come up with a holistic product that all of us can give to our clients and patients and trainers and trainees and whatever. So it's the collective intelligence that we're going to get out with to have an upgraded product of whatever I'm offering.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I love how you incorporate that you're continually learning, even when presenting, at the conference, you're always learning, taking back and learning from.
Absolutely, because you know what? In our line of work, every day there are millions of research. So if you're stagnant 5 years ago when I learned 10 years ago when I started learning NLP, I have this much. So every day, and because of the law of oneness in the law of manifestation, we are all one. So the more I learn from you and you learn from me, it's much more than the total of the parts. It's a holistic program that it's much bigger than all of us. So everyone can benefit from it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, that's great. Thank you, Coach B, for talking with us
Thank you
today.
so much and looking forward to see everyone in September.